Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so shall we begin? So that we can finish fast. Again, next week will be our midterm exams. It will be given online. I will post the midterm exam questions on the LMS, and it's only exclusive for the BA students. MBA students, congratulations. You did quite well on your contracts, but I will be giving you feedback with your contracts and the possible loopholes where your contracts can either be questioned or where your contracts are weak, where your opponents might find a way to get a better argument and a better settlement. Okay? So these slides are not yet on your LMS. I will be posting them later tonight. I had to consult a friend who is a business lawyer to come up with this one, because these are the tips that he gave on how to avoid torts. Again, what are torts? These are the situations when your businesses are being forced to compensate something in exchange for a damage, or in exchange to avoiding the risk of possibly marketing your business more. Okay? That means the risk of destroying the image of your business, the risk of getting the trust of your market, and the risk of making your business successful. And these are the torts. And torts are not cheap. They are expensive. Okay? Whether you pay the lawyer's fees or whether you pay the third party or the other party which your company have a mistake onto, then that will be very expensive. And so what are the key elements in a business contract? Because if you have the business contract and if you have the proper business regulations, you can avoid torts. If not avoid expensive torts, at least make it cheaper. Okay? So what are the importance of business contracts? Number one, it defines the legal relationship and the obligation between the parties. Okay? What do you expect from me and what do I expect from you? So every time you have a business agreement with anyone, whether it's a company or a person that will supply things to you, or whether it is a company or a person that you are selling your products to, there should be a proper contract. Because the contract will let you know what are the limits, what are the obligations of each other, okay, and what are the solutions if problems arise. Now, contracts also help in mitigating misunderstandings or disputes through clear terms. Again, that is most important, because if there are things that you both do not understand, the contract will be there to explain it to you. It provides legal enforceability and protection when properly executed. And it establishes boundaries and expectations from all involved parties. That means you know what to expect from this person, from this company, and they also know what to expect from you. Okay? Now, offer, that's the initial contract component, okay? Number one, clear statement of proposal. So, must explicitly outline what is being proposed between the parties with sufficient detail to avoid ambiguity. That means You have to go into the specifics. Be very specific. Be very detailed when you start your proposal. So for example, what was your case? How many chairs? 1,000. What are the other specifics?
It was a leather chair. It was an office chair.
Okay.
A chair with a mechanism, specific mechanism.
Okay.
Very expensive one.
And then what are the other specifics?
I don't think there's much more than that.
The time, the delivery date.
Oh yeah.
Yes. What is the deadline? How many chairs? Okay. What's the quality? What's the material? What's the model? What's the color? Okay. What is the chair made of? Even the warranty, like if the chair breaks in 1 month or 2 months, do I get to return it? So all these things, okay? You had to be very specific. Now, if you are the supplier, you have to be very specific too. Like, if you want this number of chairs at this time, at this day, with this quality, with this color, with this material, this is my price. You have to be very specific with the price. And of course, the warranty. If you want warranty, I can only give you a warranty of 3 months. If they want more than 3 months, is that possible? Yes, you can give them more than 3 months, but you can also make their price more expensive. Okay? That's why your iPhones are expensive. That's why your iPhones even have insurance. Remember, you are even asked when you buy an iPhone, do you want to buy an insurance as well? Because that will explain the specifics. So the proposal, that's the start of the contract. You start the contract by proposing, by suggesting something. But when you propose and when you suggest, you have to be specific. You have to go into the details. Next, you should go to comprehensive details. Should include detailed duties, responsibilities, and the specific exchange of value that will occur between parties. Okay. So this is now about the price, right? With $100 per chair, what do I expect? What are you willing to give me? Okay? And if I am the provider, I will say with $100, this is what I can give. If you are happy, you can even ask for, if I will tell you, with $100, I can give you a wooden chair. Would you be happy? If you are the businessman and you said, I want to order chairs from you. My budget is $100 per chair. What can you give me? And I will tell you, well, with $100 per chair, I will give you a chair made of wood. Are you just going to say yes? Huh? No, right? Because it might be a very cheap wood. So you will ask, okay, $100 made of wood? What kind of wood? Why is it $100? Okay. Next, you have the modification rights, which can be revoked or modified before acceptance occurs, giving the offering party flexibility. So again, this is what I told you. You asked, you proposed, you give the details. If you do not like the details, you ask again until you come up to an agreement. That's why contracts, you do not sign it immediately. Contracts need to be read, reread, 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 studied, to be studied again before you sign. Understood? How many of you here, when you signed up for Netflix, you did not read the terms of agreement? You just click the box and you click submit. Raise your hands. Huh? Not just Netflix. Yes. So you have to be careful. You know. Who here has heard of Vonage? Vonage. Oh my God, maybe you're too young for Vonage. How old are you? Who are born in the 1990s? Like what year in the 1990s? 90s. Oh my God, you're still a baby. Um, yeah, you're still a baby. You were 1 year or 2 years old when Vonage was very successful. What year were you born, Marcelo?
What?
What year were you born?
I?
Yeah. 19?
1960.
1968. So you are familiar with Vonage. Have you used Vonage?
What?
Yeah? Have you used it?
No.
No? Oh, maybe it wasn't popular in Brazil at that time? Oh, okay. So Vonage is like this. Remember our telephones? It's connected by line. Okay? Now Vonage is a different kind of telephone because it's connected by the Wi-Fi. So if you have strong Wi-Fi, your telephone is good, has a good reception. Okay? It can connect faster, you can clear reception, you can hear the person clear, he can hear you clear, okay? And because Vonage is via Wi-Fi, you can call anywhere in the world for free. So it has become a very, very popular telephone used for many Americans in the 1990s and early 2000s. You know, because if I have a Vonage telephone, if I call somewhere in America, I can call them for free. They can call me. I don't need to pay extra. If I need to call overseas and call someone from abroad, like in Brazil, Russia, Philippines, wherever, I can call them for free. I don't get charged by the minute because it's run by Wi-Fi. But the only thing with Vonage is that you need to have a strong Wi-Fi partner. Okay? Now, if you have a poor Wi-Fi partner, then the reception of and the clarity of your telephone conversation may not be good. Now, in Vonage, when you sign up for Vonage, they will tell you that there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay? That means if you're not happy, you need to call and cancel Vonage, and they will cancel your subscription and they will return your money. But that has to be within 30 days. Now, if you go beyond 30 days, that means you agree to sign up for 1 year. And if you cancel anytime within that 1 year, there is a $250 cancellation fee. Okay? Now, because many people like you do not read the terms of agreement, you just click the box and submit. This is what happened. A lot of people, by the time that they were using Vonage, on the 3rd month, on the 4th month, maybe on the 5th month, they decided, okay, I don't like Vonage anymore. I want to cancel my subscription. And then all of a sudden, when you cancel your subscription, you are shocked. There is a $250 charge on your credit card or debit card. And when you call the bank, I want you to cancel this one, blah, 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 blah. And the bank said, oh my God, I cannot cancel it because there's a contract, and you click the agree button and you submit. That you agree that when you are, you know, when you cancel in less than 1 year, you will pay a cancellation fee of $250. So you get what I mean? So that's why contracts needs to be reread, studied before you sign, before you agree. Now, when everything is okay, you are now going to proceed with the acceptance, or you accept the contract. So, what are the key characteristics of a valid acceptance? Number one, must be an unconditional agreement to all terms of the offer as presented. That means you agree to whatever is written on the contract. If there is one area in the contract that you're not comfortable with, that you don't agree, change the contract before you sign. Do not sign the contract unless you are 101% sure that everything in the contract you agree with. Okay? Number two, forms a legally binding commitment once properly communicated. So once you sign it, it becomes legal. You cannot get away with it. Number three, counter offers terminate the original offer and create a new one requiring acceptance. Okay, so if you decide that the contract is not good for you, you can counter offer. Before you sign, you can counter an offer, and if the other party or if the other person is happy with your counter offer, then you can proceed with signing the contract. And lastly, should be clearly communicated through appropriate channels. That is why there are certain contracts that you are being asked, was this explained to you? And sometimes the law will ask you, was this explained to you in your native language? Because if you signed the contract and it was not explained to you very well, or it was not explained to you in a language that you are comfortable with, then the contract might be considered void. Okay? That's why on these kind of subscription channels, one of the items, if you try to read Netflix contract or try to read Disney Channel or Prime Video contracts, one of the statement is, I am comfortable with the English language and I accept that this agreement is written in English. If you did not read that one and you clicked and you just check the box, that means you agree that you are comfortable with English and you understand everything that is written in English. Okay. Now you have to be aware as well when it comes to contracts. Number one, mutual understanding. What do you mean by mutual understanding? That means you understand me, what I need from you, what I expect from you, and what I want from you. At the same time, I understand you. What you want from me, what you need from me, what you expect from me, I understood it all. So there should be a mutual understanding. Number two, again, genuine agreement. That means you say yes, and you are happy, and you are contented with everything that is written on the contract. You have no questions with everything that is written in the contract. If you have one single question to one item in the contract, ask it, raise it, discuss it before you sign. And of course, because you sign it, that means you agree with it 101%. If you violate it, that means if you do not follow what is in the contract, then it can lead to legal consequences. Okay? Can you just give me a second? Let me fix this one. Hmm. My computer is hanging. Just give me. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so what's the consideration now when you make the contract? Can you see? No? Now you can see, right? Can you see? Yes? Okay. So what's the consideration? Again, you have the value exchange. That means, for example, with the MBA students, I did not give you the value, right? I just said how many chairs? 1,000. What are the other conditions? Good quality,
Delivered by
July
July 31st.
31st, 11:59 p.m. Did you give a value in your contracts? How much did you price your chair?
In my case, I understood that it was the rental, not the sale. So I make this mistake, but to rental, I consider it $8.
That's okay. I mean, I didn't say that he's going to buy it.
So
So if you understood it as a rental, that's also okay.
it was a rental, and just to take the chair, it was $8,000. But it's necessary to pay the delivery.
Okay.
I
You include the delivery fee.
deliver and I included tax, the sales tax that is mandatory for
Yes.
and insurance. I asked the client said that he didn't want, so no insurance. That's it.
Okay. Very good. Very, very good. There's a value exchange. So I didn't say that he will buy the chairs. I just gave the condition that the client wants 1,000 chairs by July 31st, 11:59 p.m. of good quality. So she assumed that it's going to be for rental, which is very good. So she's having it rented $8 per chair, plus the delivery fee, plus the tax. What's missing in your value exchange?
I'm not sure, maybe $9,200.
I mean, what is missing in your value exchange? Missing. What is lacking in your value exchange? See, something valuable must be exchanged. Either money, services, good, or legally binding promise.
Which way you're going to pay? Which way? By transfer and
Okay, that's number one, missing. What else? I think that goes into the mutuality, like the process. But what other missing in the value? Hmm?
profit can be on the value that
You already gave a value of $8 per chair. But what is the missing?
what happens if they don't pay?
That is in the legal requirement if they don't pay. But what is missing? Remember you said you assume that they're going to rent the chairs. So what is the value? What is the missing value? You already gave a price, $8 per chair. But what is the missing value right there? Sorry? No, the missing value. So you said there's a value. Look again. Value exchange. Something valuable must be exchanged. So your chair is being exchanged for $8. Okay? But you said it's only rental, right? You're not selling your chairs for $8. So therefore, what's the value of $8?
But $8 plus tax plus
Think, come on. What's the value of your $8? You're not selling the chair. Yes, so what's the value of the $8?
Is for example, I can choose the place to choose these chairs are on my pattern, for example.
No, hang on.
People that will work to the
So,
many things are included.
I know, but this is the thing. Okay, I have $8. I will exchange my $8 to rent your chair. Okay? To use the chair, right? What does my $8 give me?
The right to use it for a certain time.
The right to use it for a certain time. Very good. The time, because I'm just renting your chair, right? You're not selling me your chair. I did not give you $8 and you give me your chair, right? Because I did not buy it. I gave you $8. You let me use your chair, but you have to be very specific. How many hours can I use that chair for $8? Because what if I will not return your chair for 2 months? And you say, hey, can you return the chairs now? And I will say, oh, we're still using it. And you said, no, I need it back. And he will tell you, no, we're still using it. You did not tell us what is the time limit of the $8. You only told us that you can rent the chairs for $8. So we thought $8 is a rental for 1 year. What if your customer will say, we think that the rental is $8 for 1 year? So now you are in a big trouble, right? Because you did not specify it. Okay. So that's why you need to go to mutuality. Which means mutuality. You should be able to understand each other. Okay? Like what's the condition? If I return the chair and there's a damage, do I need to pay or is it covered? Right? Or what if when I got the chair there's already a damage? How would you know that that damage was already there before I returned it? Yes, so that's why in your contract there is a mutuality. Like part of your contract that you and a representative of your company will both check all the chairs together to make sure that there's no damage, and if one of these chairs are returned with a damage, the customer will pay for the damage. Okay? Now, What if the customer will return it? You said, okay, I want my chairs on August 1. Is it enough to say I want my chairs on August 1?
No, you need to say the time.
The time, that's correct. That's part of the mutuality. You need to be specific with the time. The value is all about the money exchange. Like if I give you this money, what can I get? But the mutuality will have to explain the details of everything. Now, let's go to the legal requirement. The legal requirement is now the courts will enforce the promises without valid consideration. So that means this is now your legal action if what was agreed are not followed. Okay? So for example, you said I want my chairs on August 1, 5 p.m. They have to be here. They have to be delivered. If you want me to pick them up, I will charge you for the pickup amount, okay? So the $8 is not included for the delivery, it's not included for the pickup. But you can deliver the chairs back to me before or on 5 o'clock, and there will be no extra charge. If it will be delivered after 5 o'clock, you will pay $1 extra per chair for the late delivery. Okay. Then, for example, I delivered the chairs at 5:03, 3 minutes late. So now you're charging me $1,000. Okay, because $1 times 1,000 chairs, that's $1,000. Then I did not pay the $1,000. That is where your legal requirements will come in. Right? What will you do if the customer will not pay you? Okay, what's gonna happen? Then you can go bring the contract to court, and the court will decide. The court will let the customer pay not just the late fee, but also all the processing fee that you underwent because of the court. Okay? So for example, you said I want my chairs at exactly 5 o'clock. If you cannot deliver them by 5 o'clock, you will have $1 extra to pay per chair. Okay? Now if you cannot deliver them by 6 o'clock, you will have to pay me, let's just say I have another client and he's willing to pay $8,000, and because he could not get the chair by 6 o'clock because you did not deliver them to me by 6 o'clock, then it's no longer $1,000 late fee. You are now going to pay for that extra client that I lost. That should be part of your legal requirements. Okay? So do you understand now why the hotels will not let you check out late? Remember? There are hotels where you say, can I do a late checkout? And I say no. Sometimes they will say yes, it's okay. When they say yes, that means they're not fully booked. But when they say no, that means they are fully booked. And if you do a late checkout, the staff will have a late cleaning time. And if they will have a late cleaning time, the next customer will check in late. If they complain, they might withdraw, like transfer to another hotel, and then they will lose that customer. That's why they won't do that. And if you say, well, you can do late checkout if you are willing to pay for one whole night. And you will say, what? I only want to stay late checkout for 2 hours. Why would you want me to pay the whole night? Because again, that explains. If you check out 2 hours late, the staff will clean. And if the staff cleans, it will take time. The next customer may not be happy checking in late, so they will move out to another hotel. They lost their customer. Yes?
Is a legal requirement, for example, when you make an appointment with a doctor and you don't show up, so you have to pay a fee or something? Because
Yes, that's possible because that time that you appoint with them, that could have been gone to another customer who is willing to pay. Now, if you don't show up, they lost that customer. So that is why they will charge you that money. That's why if you want to cancel the doctor's appointment, you need to cancel it at least 24 hours so that they have 24 hours to find another customer to fill in the time who is willing to pay them. Okay? Why did the doctor charge you for not showing up?
Yeah, in Germany it's like that.
Yes. Because that is what happens. That's part. I mean, that is a regulation, and that's also part of a contract. For that's why when you book an appointment, they will tell you that. Okay, when you book an appointment with us, read the terms and conditions first before you sign and agree. Correct? Because that explains. Okay. Yep. Now, legal ability of the contract. For a contract to be valid, parties must have the legal capacity to enter into agreements. Okay. That means the people who will sign the contract are of legal age, either 18 years old or older. Why? Why cannot minors enter a contract? Because minors have lesser understanding. Okay? So, and because they have lesser, and not because they cannot understand better than we do, but because they are considered to be not yet mature enough, okay, to understand what is in the contract and what is covered in the contract. Number two, you cannot let someone who has a mental issue to sign a contract. Okay? Because again, a contract has to be signed by someone who understood perfectly what is written in the contract. If someone who has a mental disorder or a mental issue will sign a contract, the contract will become void. Intoxicated persons at time of agreement, that is also wrong. Why? Because if you are drunk, you cannot think properly, right? How can you sign a contract? How can you sign and understand everything in the contract when you are drunk? That's why when you go to a gentleman's club, the dancers, they want you to drink and drink and drink. Because when the dancer says, I will give you a lap dance for $600, you are not in your right mind to say no. You will just say yes. She will dance for 5 minutes and there goes your $600. I've never been to a gentleman's club in America, but my friend, he had his bachelor's party in the Netherlands. So we went to this gentleman's club in the Netherlands. And the guys were so excited. Woo! And then they were also drunk. And they said, no, we need to give our friend a lap dance because he's getting married in 2 days. And I was the only one who said no. Because I was shocked when the lady said 5-minute lap dance, 800 euros. 800 euros for a 5-minute lap dance. And then all of our friends will say, okay, let's do that. So they want to collect $100 from each of the friend because there were 8 of us. Oh no, there were 10 of us. The 10th guy is the groom. So the 9 guys will pay 100 euros each so that we can pay that girl to give him a lap dance. I said, no. I said, no. Guys, this 900 euros, we can give him a better gift. You know, like we could give that to him as a honeymoon money rather than a 5-minute lap dance, you know. And the guys were like, Oh, Alain, you're so killjoy. He wants to enjoy. I said, how can you enjoy 5 minutes and lose 900 euros? Come on, guys. I will collect your 100 euros because I don't drink and I don't smoke. I said, I am not drunk. I have a clear mind. Give me your 100 euros each. And on his honeymoon, we'll give him the 900 euros. That will bring him and his wife to a nice restaurant or a nice hotel where they can have a good dinner rather than a 5 minute lap dance. Imagine. So that's why you don't drink and do business at the same time. Okay? So, well, that's it for today. I will give you a copy of this. I will post this on the LMS. The other ones are just additional explanation to the contracts that I explained to you now. So far, the MBA students did very well on their contracts. So now you know your loophole. I mentioned that, but I already wrote that in the paper because that will be an issue. Now, for the BA students, remember I made a comment on your scenarios? Okay. I will post questions for your midterm exam. Use the scenario and what you can, and just answer the questions. Okay? You have very interesting scenario. Marcelo, you just need to change yours because it's not a business tort. It's more of a civil and criminal tort. Okay? So find a company that has the same scenario. Who gave me that example of the? Because someone gave the McDonald's example. I already gave that example. So they should change. I will message her. I think she's not here today. I will message her to change her example because I already gave that example. And you should just change yours because it's a criminal case rather than a business tort. The rest you did very well. So just wait for the midterm exam questions that I will post. So using the scenarios that I gave you, you answer the questions. Okay? Any questions so far? Yes.
I couldn't understand what is the midterm exam now. Is it the question or is it something else?
No, it's something else. I will post the questions for the midterm exam, but but your answers to that question will be based on the case that you gave to me. Remember, you gave to me different real cases. Now, MBA students, you're relaxed. Okay? Next week will be relaxed for you. So I will not meet you next week. Okay? So that you will use your Monday to answer your midterm exams. MBA students will use their Monday to read my comments on their contracts and learn where they made a mistake on their contracts. Okay. Questions? No physical class. You don't need to come here next week. Yeah. Tuesday next week. Yeah, Tuesday next week. I don't know with Benjamin. I think he has a class next week. Okay. So with me, no class on Tuesday. Okay? Question? All good? Okay, thank you very much. Congratulations, MBA people. You did very well with your contracts. Okay. See you.
I did McDonald's.
Huh?
I did McDonald's case.
You did the McDonald's case?
Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
thought
what
that
you...
was different one.
Oh,
Because
that
you
was a
gave
different one? Okay.
I'm not sure. You gave an example
With
a
a hand model, yes.
And I
So-
did the drive-through.
The drive-through one. Can you just find another one if that's okay?
Oh,
Yeah, because it's very kind of similar.
oh.
I didn't hear about the drive-through. That's a 2.3 million settlement, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So post it again.
No, you don't need to post it. just find another case and then use that new case to answer the questions in the midterm.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I guess you MBA people there, they start